Aujourd'hui, je vais parler de, well, whether we're all winners or losers or somewhere in between in the credit cards rewards game, right? Uh, or maybe there's a happy middle ground somewhere. Or do we even get to choose at all? Well, let's find out. Hey, yo, Zempak here. Oh my god, it feels like quite a bit of time has passed since I've actually talked about fire-related topics, but I am back, and I know credit cards are technically a bit of a peripheral topic to retiring early. That is absolutely true, right? Let me just be clear. I like the points game, but I've only played it after I've already gotten to financial independence, right? So for those of you out there who are still working towards FIRE, this topic is absolutely not a necessity. Not at all. However, I will say this about the credit card points game, though, right? I find it at least a little bit of fun, and it is in the realm of optimization, right? So I guess this topic is really the modern version of essentially couponing. Jesus. Now that I've said that out loud, I feel like I'm just getting old. Oh wait, JK, I'm not getting old, I am old. It's okay, right? Tangent aside though, today I'm going to break down essentially everybody on the planet into a few groups, right? Out of which I think literally only one group are winners in the credit cards rewards game. Obviously, I think I'm always right, so I'm willing to fight over this, clearly opinion type of a clip. Yes. Anyway, if you're intrigued by what I might say, please subscribe, like, comment, and share all that social media buzzwords or whatever, okay? Because I'm rich enough for me, and I will be great regardless of what you do. Okay, so group one. This is probably the most vocal group of, in most advanced societies anyway. I have to caveat that if your region does not have a habit of using credit cards in any form, then I guess this doesn't apply, right? Which is probably China, but out of those places, if it is common to use credit in the form of credit cards, this will likely be a significant, if not a plurality type of group, and that is people who don't use credit cards at all, right? I don't mean that you can't use card, okay? In the good old USA, I'd call these the Dave Ramsey followers, right? Who's simply been told just to use debit cards because credit cards are evil, right? Or people who just inherently do not trust banks and therefore have never gotten a credit card, right? So this group of people, by definition, absolutely cannot win at the credit card points game because, they don't use credit cards, therefore they don't have any points, right? The interesting here is that while is whether they're actually losing, right? I just said they couldn't win, but are they losing the points game? And I would say actually yes, they are actively losing value in any society that encourages credit card use as a normal thing. And that's because stores do not give cash or debit card buyers a discount, even though prices for goods already have the credit utilization fees that the vendors pay credit card companies baked into them. So now what's that, you say? Well, it's basically whatever Visa, Amex, Discover, MasterCard charges vendors to use their payment network, right? So if your item should have cost you, say, $98, the vendors are going to charge you $100 because of the fee that they have to pay the credit card payment processors that I just named, right? People who bought with any cards may get that $2 difference back in the form of reward points, which is some sort of cash back essentially, right? But people who pay cash won't ever have that chance. So this is a straight up loss, a very minor loss, but straight up loss. Sorry, that's just how it works. Now, group two, right? Now, I'm pretty sure in a modern Western society, this is actually the majority of people, right? In the USA, 84% of people have at least one credit card. That is a very high majority. And 55% of those people don't use their points, and 35% of the people carry interest, right? There might be some overlap in the two groups that I just mentioned, but that together, there's probably still something like 70% of 84% of the population who have at least one card, which means that this is probably about 60% of all Americans, right? If you carry interest at any point in your credit card journey, you're definitely not winning the reward card game because reward point rates tops out around 5% at the very best. But interest rates that you will be paying on a card are bonkers high, right? Like around 20%, right? So that's not a little bit higher than the rewards rate. That's 4x the rewards rate, okay? Credit card companies are not in the rewards game to be kind. They want to make money, and they're making money off of the majority of you if you ever carry any interest, right? So if you can't pay off your credit card's credit card bill full in every month, if not earlier, then you're losing the points game, right? Similarly, there are those people who can pay their credit card bills every month, but always forget to use the points. I mean, I guess you're losing a bit, just like cash users, but not exactly, because this subset of card users, I would call them they're just breaking even, right? If their points don't expire. Though they do slowly depreciate in value, as all point systems do. The reason why I say that is because you can still use them at some point, right? And even at a 1 to 2% rewards rate back, that would at least compensate for the fee that your preferred vendor has charged everyone extra for the convenience of those vendors actually being able to process credit cards at all. Does that make sense? And now, finally, group 3. These are the minor subset of credit card users who not only pay off their balance on time every month, but also, actually use the rewards points for something, anything really. So these are the clear and obvious winners of the credit card game, right? This can't be that rare, right? I mean, I think I'm a bad judge of how large this group is because I've always been in it, right? And I make videos for people who want to get to financial independence, if not retiring early. So I assume you guys already have reward cards for multiple categories, hopefully nearing that 5% ceiling, right? And of course, have the actual fiscal discipline to pay them off, right? To pay off the bills, right? Honestly, using reward points should be the easier part. There are better videos out there as to how you can maximize your usage of points. That's not my point today. My point is simply, at the very least, use the cash back, okay? That's this very simple example, right? I give you a personal anecdote, right? I use the US Bank Altitude Go for 4% cash back on dining. This isn't even the card that I use the most for dining while I'm in the United States, because I have another card that gives me a higher percentage, but I'm using the US Bank one right now because I'm traveling internationally, and my other higher earning dining card has a foreign transaction fee. So this US Bank Altitude Go card does not. So 4% is still very decent, if not spectacular, right? And all I have to do is use the card. And how do I use the rewards? I just apply it against my bill every 6 to 12 months or so. Isn't that super easy? It's basically like magically once or twice a year I get a fancy meal per week or per month for free, right? This is not going to make me rich or anything, but it's certainly an extra that cash users or people who never use a reward card won't get, okay? So, in conclusion, can people win the credit card rewards game against the corporate overlords that are Visa and MasterCard? Yeah, absolutely, okay, you can. It's frankly pretty easy if you already have the mental fiscal discipline to begin with, obviously. If you carry interest, or debt via credit cards like a financial noob, aka a Dave Ramsey type of audience member, this is not going to apply to you, right? I totally understand Ramsey's point, okay? Let me just be clear. I mean, if you can't even pay your credit card bills on time every month, just cut them up and use cash, right? But just know that when you do that, you will always be a tiny bit behind other people who can't take advantage of financial bonuses such as rewards points, right? So decide what type of person you are for yourself, right? Are you someone who can optimize and maximize spending that you would do anyway? Or not, right? I can only advise, but I can't tell you that answer for yourself because that's a very, very personal question, right? And an answer for yourself, right? Cheers. I'll approach it